Hi there, and welcome to this video on how to wash a brass instrument. I am using a trumpet which has 3 piston valves, and it's the same as a tenor horn, baritone, euphonium. The process is exactly the same. You just might need a bigger container for the actual instrument when you're soaking it, but the principles are the same. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take the trumpet apart. So we take the mouthpiece out, and then we take the valves out one at a time and put them in the same order as you take them out. So remember that from left to right it's number 1, the middle valve is second valve, and the last valve there. And then we'll take off the main tuning slide, place that down, and take out the third slide, tuning slide. This one has screws on it. Some variations of a trumpet or instrument will have a little screw that you have to screw down to allow the slide to come out. So that comes out, there's the screws there, and that's the slide there. Try and put them all together so you know what's come with what. So that's all one set there. And then you've got your first trigger slide, which is here. Pop that there. And then you've got your second trigger slide, which is the smallest one that you've got, and pop that down there. And then underneath the valves, or at the bottom of the valves, you've got the bottom valve caps. Put number 1 under the first valve that you took off, and the second one goes under the second valve, and the third one goes under the third valve. If you haven't done this before, it's probably a good idea to actually take a photograph of where we're at the moment, so we've got everything in the order and you know how it goes back. Also, you can take a picture of your trumpet as well, just so you know what it looks like before you've taken it apart. What you'll need to wash the trumpet is water and some sort of washing liquid, detergent, anything like that. You can use a bath, but in this video what I've done is I've used 2 plastic trugs from a garden centre, just to show that, you know, if you don't want to use a bath or you don't actually have a bath, then these are ideal, and they're not too expensive either. So we've basically taken everything off, and then I've got this water here with the detergent, and basically place the trumpet in. You can hear it bubbling away there. It's the water. The water shouldn't be too hot because the metal will heat up, and it can be very uncomfortable to hold a hot piece of metal because it does heat up quite quickly. All right, and then put in all the slides. Okay, try and put them in some sort of order. So I'll put them in there. If you find that you've got quite a lot of grease still on your slide, you could actually give them just a quick wipe with kitchen towel, which is easy to do, and then pop it in. You can do the same with all the sort of brass coloured parts of the tuning slide. Pop them in. Okay, there we are, and then there. And then I'm going to put the valve caps in their order, so that's 1, 2 and 3 going in. Now, if you don't want to do this, you find it's too much, you can take the top of the valve stem and the valve cap and unscrew it from the actual valve and take the spring out, again placing it carefully, and also have a look at the valve the top of the valve here, it has a number on it, and this one says number 1. Most valves have numbers on them, so if you do get them mixed up, you can get the order properly quite easily. So if you have a look, if it's a valve guide, you can take it out, and the number 1 is facing to me, and then the larger part of the valve guide is on the left hand side. So that's how I remember. And then you can pop the whole valve in like that, and you can soak it in. There are little felts in underneath the valve caps, and on these parts here, and they're not good if you get them wet, so that's why you take it off. If you don't want to take the valve apart, that's equally fine. What you can do is you can just place the valve in, give it a good old shake about, but making sure that you don't put the valve. So just put this piece here, that length of valve, into a shallower container, and just stand it on its end, or you can just give it a good shake and in the water, and I'll pull that out now. So we have everything soaking in the water. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you what brushes that you need to clean the trumpet. So we have, first of all, a very big thick brush, which actually goes down into the valve casing, where the valves sit in the trumpet, and I'll show you shortly. So that's quite a thick, wide brush. And then this one is for our mouth